Hello everyone. Today we shall see about Gauss's law and work and energy in electrostatics. First, why is Gauss's law important? Gauss's law finds a field or charge from any charged object. What is Gauss's law? The electric field coming through certain area is proportional to the charge enclosed. Understanding of Gauss's law. Gauss's law is just a flux calculation. Gauss's law only applies to closed surfaces called Gaussian surface and the total charge enclosed within the surface. Gauss's law proportionally relates electric flux to the charge distribution that creates it. Gauss's law can be used to derive Coulomb's law and vice versa. First, the statement of Gauss's law. The total electric flux over any closed surface is equal to 1 by epsilon 0 times the total charge enclosed within the surface. Consider a closed surface enclosing a charge q at the point. As the electric field strength is proportional to the number of lines per unit cross-sectional area, that is the area perpendicular to the direction of lines of force, the flux of E through any surface is proportional to the number of field lines passing through that surface. The flux pi of the field E through the surface is defined as pi is equal to integral E dot dA. The flux through any surface enclosing the charge is equal to Q by epsilon 0. That is, integral E dot dA is how much field comes through a certain area, that is electric flux. The electric field coming through a certain area is proportional to the charge enclosed. This is known as integral form of Gauss's law. Gauss's law is the inverse of Coulomb's law. By Coulomb's law, one can calculate the electric field E for a given charge. That is, E is equal to 1 by 4 by epsilon 0 Q by R square. But Gauss's law enables us to determine charge only if E is known. A differential form of Gauss's law for continuous charge distribution is obtained by applying the divergence theorem. Surface integral E dot ds equal to volume integral E del dot E into d tau. So rewriting charge in terms of the charge density rho, so we have Q is equal to volume integral rho into d tau. So Gauss's law becomes volume integral del dot E into d tau is equal to volume integral rho by epsilon 0 into d tau. So del dot E is equal to rho by epsilon 0. This is Gauss's law in differential form. It states that the divergence of the electric field intensity at any point is equal to 1 by epsilon 0 times the volume charge density at that point. This is Maxwell's divergence form of electric field E. Next, Poisson's and Laplace's equations. Laws of electrostatics, del dot E is equal to rho by epsilon 0. The electric field E can be written as the gradient of a scalar potential. E is equal to minus del into V. Taking divergence on both sides of the equation, del dot E is equal to minus del dot del into V. That is equal to minus del squared into V. That is, the divergence of E is the Laplacian of V. The differential form of Gauss's law is del dot E is equal to rho by epsilon 0. So comparing the above two equations, del squared V is equal to minus rho by epsilon 0. So this is Poisson's equations. The Poisson's equations, del squared V is equal to minus rho by epsilon 0. Laplace's equation, del squared V is equal to 0. Next, work and energy in electrostatics. First one, the work done in motion of a test charge. So move a test charge Q around in the field of a collection of other charges from a point A to B. The question is, how much work will have to do? Along the path, the electric force on Q is F is equal to Q into E. the force must exert in opposition, the electrical force is minus Q into E. So, the total work is W is equal to integral A to B F into dl. That is equal to minus Q into A to B E into dl is equal to Q into V of B minus V of A. So, V of B minus V of A is equal to W by Q is the potential difference between points A and B is equal to the work per unit charge it takes to carry a particle from A to B. In particular, the charge Q far away at a point P, the work is W is equal to Q of V of P minus V of infinity. So we have set the reference point at infinity. W is equal to Q of V of P. Second one, the energy of a point charge distribution. To obtain the potential energy of an assembly of charges, bring them from infinity in 1 by 1 and calculate the work done. So consider assembling the charge distribution above a bunch of point charges Qi. First, taking the first charge, it takes no work and there is no field. So W1 is equal to 0. Bring in the second one, W2 is equal to Q2 of Q1 by R12. And the third one, W3 is equal to Q3 of Q1 by R13 plus Q2 by R23. And the fourth one, Q4 of Q1 by R14 plus Q2 by R24 plus Q3 by R34. The total work necessary to assemble the first 4 charges. So that is how much work is needed to put together a configuration of point charges. That is W is equal to 1 by 2 Q of V of P. Third one, the energy of a continuous charge distribution. If the collection of charges is finite and continuous, this becomes W is equal to 1 by 2 volume integral rho V into d tau. The corresponding integrals for line and surface charges would be integral lambda V dl and integral sigma V dA respectively. Using the Gauss's law, del dot E is equal to rho by epsilon 0 in terms of electric field. Eliminate density and potential from these expressions in favor of the electric field. Rho is equal to 1 by 4 by del dot E. We know that del V is equal to minus E. Finally, applying the divergence theorem, W is equal to 1 by 8 by surface integral V E into dA plus volume integral E squared into d tau. Thank you.